exactly
Well,
right.
the interesting thing to me is the New York Post was reporting about the meetings yesterday that Jamie Dimon didn't even show up, even though he's on the board of this association.
He's got a bank to run. Come on. That's
Sure.
harsh, Tracy.
And it is bank earnings season and all of that. But I think it says something about the general attitude towards Mamdani and his policies. The other interesting thing from speaking with Kathy is it seems like it's the real estate sector that is most worried about this. So not even necessarily Wall Street, but definitely big property owners in New York.
The other thing is more than the economic agenda that Mamdani may bring in if he wins in November. It really seems like the big thing from the business community is crime in New York City, because obviously, you know, they want to attract talent, they want to, you know, operate. And so even more than the sort of tax question for a lot of them, it's like we have seen falling crime rates over the last couple of years. They want to see continuity on that. Apparently, one of the things that came up in yesterday's meeting, according to reports, is whether Mamdani would keep current NYPD chief Jessica Tisch, to which he was non-committal. But it seems like these things, more than just the tax stuff per se, is, you know, where they have anxiety.
Did Kathy Wylde have an opinion on the independents that are running for mayor, Mr. Cuomo, and the current mayor? Did she have an opinion there about how this might shake out? It's kind of crowded.
Yeah, one of the crazier things in that conversation was she basically said that the people she was hanging out with or representing had no inkling that Mamdani might win up until like the actual night
10 p.m.
of the
that
election.
Tuesday.
Yeah, which is just kind of stunning because I think everyone who was looking at the polls, prediction markets, you could see him start to gain momentum.
Yeah.
But I think it speaks to maybe the lack of awareness in the older business community. Maybe that's a way to describe it.
And it sounds like, look, if the money crowd, if there's one candidate they're probably going to coalesce around, would be Mayor Adams. And as she pointed out, there's no love lost between the financial industry and Andrew Cuomo, given how tough he was rhetorically on that industry in the wake of the financial crisis as New York State's Attorney General.
Across the nation in your commute, good morning to you. Tracy, Alloway, and Joe Weisenthal with us. Of the many themes they look at and their acclaimed odd lots, we focus on the national implications as well of a New York City mayoral race. Particularly good morning to Bloomberg 1130. I mean, help me here with not only Catherine Wylde, but help me here with the new Democratic Party. I mean, this guy, I would suggest Senator Schumer is going to say this isn't the Democratic Party, or is Senator Schumer wrong?
Well, I would say there's a lot of soul searching going on. The Democrats haven't, for all of the unpopularity of Trump, the Democrats themselves have not seemed to benefit from it in terms of rising popularity. And there is some parallels, you know, like when Trump first emerged on the scene in 2016, there was all this anxiety on the part of Republicans. Most mainstream Republicans did not endorse him at all. And there are all these questions, you're going to denounce him, et cetera. It feels very similar with Mamdani, where there is this sort of like, well, why haven't you denounced this socialist candidate? Why haven't you denounced this candidate that is very critical of Israel, et cetera? And so all of these things. And so it feels like there is sort of this repeat where here you have someone with some energy, et cetera, and some spark, and this anxiety on the part of the legacy leaders about how to deal with the fact that, the party is changing like all parties do. And while Schumer is still one of the most powerful Democrats, the head of the minority in the Senate, it's changing times.